Good morning, friends. Today is Tuesday, April 21st, and we are going to be talking all about the water cycle and how water gets to our houses. Are you ready? Let's go. All right, friends, before we start talking about the water cycle today, we need to review the 3 states of matter that we learned about. We learned about it a while ago, so let's see if you remember. There's solid, liquid, and gas. And for water, our solid would be an ice cube. For our liquid state, it's the type of water that you drink or what you would swim in at the pool. And for the gas, it's a water vapor, like the steam that comes up from a hot cup of coffee. Looks like I need to reheat my coffee. The water cycle is the process that all water takes as it travels around the earth. And throughout that process, water will change from a solid to a liquid to a gas and back to a solid again. How cool is that? Now that we've reviewed our 3 states of matter, solid, liquid, and gas, let's talk about how we can find water in the world around us. In its solid state, we can find water on the tops of mountains, as we call those ice caps, and it is full of snow and, you guessed it, ice. We can also find water in its solid state in a glacier, which is, for simple terms for you guys, it's a giant ice cube. In its liquid state, we can find water in oceans, lakes, rivers, when we turn on our kitchen faucets, and when it rains outside. And in its gassy state, it's in the air around us, and it's referred to as water vapor. Water is also found in the soil as soil moisture. How cool! Now for the fun part of talking about the different stages of the water cycle. There are 5 different stages that we're going to talk about today, friends. There is evaporation, condensation, precipitation, flow, and accumulation. Are you ready?
Let's start by drawing a cloud. The first cloud is empty. The second cloud is full of ice crystals. Now let's draw a mountain, where the water flows down and collects in a body of water below. While I finish drawing the rest of the picture, let's review how clouds are formed. The water vapor that goes up to the sky becomes cold, and the water droplets become ice crystals. Those ice crystals form with dust particles floating in the sky to become bigger. As those ice crystals join together, they form clouds. Eventually, the clouds become so full that there's nowhere else for the ice crystals to go but to fall to the ground. And depending upon the temperature of the ground below, it will either fall as snow, rain, hail, or sleet. Here are our different stages of the water cycle: condensation, precipitation, flow, accumulation, and evaporation. Now let's look a little bit more into each one individually. Let's start with evaporation. Evaporation occurs over bodies of water like oceans, lakes, and streams. It occurs when the heat from the sun warms up the water below. The water then turns into water vapor and heads up into the sky. The next stage is condensation. Condensation occurs in the sky. As the water vapor cools, it turns back into liquid water, creating the clouds. The next stage is precipitation, which occurs when the clouds become so full of liquid water, or water droplets, that the water falls from the sky as rain or snow, depending upon the temperature of the air below. Here is our finished picture of the 3 stages: evaporation, condensation, and precipitation. Now let's take a look at the other stages. Flow, sometimes referred to as runoff, is when the precipitation that reaches the land directly flows across the ground or down the sides of a mountain to accumulate in the bodies of water below. Accumulation is when fallen precipitation accumulates in bodies of water like oceans, lakes, and rivers. Here is our finished picture of flow and accumulation.
So you may be wondering, why should I care? What's so important about the water cycle? Well, here's the thing, friends. The earth is covered in 71% of water. 71%, that's a lot. And if we don't have the water cycle, we don't get fresh water. We need water to be constantly moving to feed our plants, to feed us, because over half our bodies are made of water too. And that's a lot. And it's very important that we have fresh water to drink. It's very important for our plants to have fresh water to drink so that they can grow and provide us food.
Now you know all about the water cycle: evaporation, condensation, precipitation, flow, and accumulation. And you also understand why it's so important. Watch the other video I have attached to our email to learn about how the water that accumulates in our rivers and oceans gets to our houses. Have a great day, friends. I miss you. Bye.